Today, we're making the simplest Maeuntang you can make. Usually, Maeuntang is a spicy seafood stew with a whole bunch of seafood and veggies. The wide range of ingredients creates this rich and delicious broth. However, sourcing all these ingredients fresh is usually very hard. Therefore, this simplified version of the Maeuntang may be perfect for you as it does not sacrifice the depth of flavor while only using easily sourced ingredients. The fish we're using today is a Pompano. They can be found in most grocery stores, so ask your fishmonger to scale and cut the fish for you. Usually, one Pompano can feed 2 people, so buy accordingly. I bought 2 because I'll be making this dish for 4 people. Pompanos aren't especially fishy, and since we're cooking this in a spicy broth, it shouldn't be fishy at all. However, we have to take some additional steps to clean the fish, so there's no chance the broth will be fishy. The first thing we have to do is to cut the tail and all the fins off. Using some kitchen scissors is the way to go, but be careful as the wet fish is very slippery. The easiest way to cut off the fin is not to target the fins themselves, but the skin underneath the fins. The second thing we have to do to minimize the fishiness is to scrape the gill and remaining organs out of the fish. The dark red portions of the fish are the parts we have to scrape off. The easiest way to do this is to turn on the faucet and scrape the innards of the fish with a knife. Just scrape against the bones and eventually all the red parts will come out. The final step to eliminating fishiness is to scrape the outer layer of the skin. To do this, just place the sharp end of the knife against the skin and scrape. Keep scraping till the outer membrane no longer shows up on your knife. Now, let's prepare the vegetables. First, cut 1 onion into quarters. Also, don't be like me and put a wet cloth underneath your cutting board so it doesn't slide all over the place. Get 3 Serrano peppers and slice them into chunks. Get a radish and slice an inch of radish. Once that is done, peel your radish. Quarter the radish so we can stand them upright. From here, we are cutting them into thin but not paper thin slices. We don't want them to be too thin, but at the same time not too thick because we want them to cook at the same time as the fish. And that is it. We have prepped most of our ingredients, so let's start cooking. Get a big pot or wok and place your thinly sliced radishes on the bottom. The radishes will come out soft and delicious once cooked. They'll be like little pillows soaked in rich broth. From there, place your cleaned fish. Finally, throw in the rest of your vegetables. Now let's make the marinade. Get a bowl and put a knob of minced garlic and half the amount of minced ginger. Add 1 heaping tablespoon of Korean pepper flakes. Add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Add around a half a tablespoon of pepper. Add half a tablespoon of doenjang or fermented bean paste. Add a tablespoon of gochujang. So the doenjang to gochujang ratio is 1 to 2 in the end. Add 1 tablespoon of any alcohol. I'm using sake, but you can also use vodka. Add 1 tablespoon of mirin. Add half a tablespoon of sugar. Now we just need to mix the marinade. I've frozen garlic and ginger in here, so it's harder for me, but if you prepare it fresh, then you shouldn't have any trouble. If there's not enough liquid, add a dash of fish stock. Place your pot over high heat. Add just enough of fish stock to cover the radishes. A lot of water is going to come out from the vegetables and fish, so don't overshoot it. Add your marinade over the fish. Leave it on high heat till the fish stock starts to boil. Don't worry about the marinade being stuck on the top. We're going to put a lid over it and the marinade will eventually fall into the broth and dissolve. Once it is at a good boil, put your lid on and lower it to medium heat. Cook it for 30 minutes or until your fish is cooked. And that is it. It's a fairly easy dish to make, but it packs a ton of flavor. I would usually end the video here, but I could do some explaining on how to eat this dish as it's a very Korean dish, if that makes sense. So to eat this, you would usually eat it with some rice so you can soak it in the broth. Basically, the perfect bite is a spoonful of broth, rice, and fish. I forgot to add a shot of me eating the radishes, but usually taking a bite of the radish in between the perfect bites is the way to go. I hope everyone enjoys this simplified Maeuntang that still packs a flavor punch. Thank you.